The moment you see it happen, it barely feels like anything at all. A flick of the thumb, a soft crinkle of foil, a tap, maybe two, against a box with a design you've probably seen 1,000 times. It's such a tiny gesture, so small that it slips right past the brain without leaving a ripple. And yet that single action opens the door to a world so staggeringly complex, so astonishingly orchestrated, that it makes you wonder how something so simple could have such an intricate origin story. Isn't it strange? A cigarette is one of the most ordinary objects on Earth, and whether someone loves it, hates it, avoids it, or doesn't think about it at all, the object itself holds a quiet mystery. Because tucked inside that little paper cylinder is a journey through farms, chemistry labs, flavor vaults, rolling machines, packing robots, laser counters, conveyor belts, and decades of industrial evolution, all hidden behind a single moment of flick, tap, light. But let's pause there for just a second. Imagine if you could shrink yourself down to the size of a tobacco flake. Imagine stepping inside a cigarette factory, not from the outside, not through the big sliding doors, not along the visitor walkway where everyone wears bright neon vests and pretends not to stare at the machinery. No. Imagine being small enough to walk between the threads of a paper roll as tall as a building. Imagine looking up and seeing machines that tower like steel skyscrapers, each one shuddering softly as it performs its part in a ballet of precision. What do you think you'd hear first? The hum of the conveyor belts? The rhythmic thump of rollers? Or the gentle patter of millions of tobacco leaves dancing through the air like a never-ending autumn? Because here's a surprising truth. The cigarette factory is not a chaotic industrial monster. It's quiet, purposeful, almost meditative. A place where everything has a rhythm, a purpose, and a destination. The journey begins long before the machines wake up. Out in the open fields where tobacco plants grow under warm sunlight, their leaves slowly thickening with the oils and compounds that give them their signature aroma. Farmers check moisture content. They let the leaves wilt, cure, ferment, rest. Weeks pass. Flavors deepen. Aromas shift. And by the time a truck delivers these leaves to the factory, they've already experienced their own version of aging, like cheese or fine tea, or wood waiting to become a violin. Who knew that something so ordinary had such a patient beginning? Once inside the factory, the leaves are greeted by a giant that doesn't roar, but breathes. Warm, steady, and controlled. This is the conditioning chamber. Think of it as a spa for tobacco. Temperature rises. Humidity softens the leaves. They loosen, relax, become pliable enough to be cut. They rustle like fabric as they pass through slicing blades sharp enough to turn thick leaves into delicate ribbons. Ribbons that fall in waves so golden and soft, you'd swear someone had melted sunrise and poured it into a tumbler. Watch closely, and you'll see something almost magical. Each ribbon falls in perfect synchrony. Not faster, not slower, just beautifully consistent. Because the machines are measuring everything: thickness, weight, moisture, aroma distribution, airflow. Imagine if your kitchen toaster could detect the emotional state of every slice of bread. That's how finely tuned these machines are. Then, from above, flavoring nozzles begin to mist the tobacco. This part is like a perfume studio crossed with a weather station. Minute droplets, precise down to the microliter, drift through the air and land on the moving sea of cut leaves. Some factories use hints of cocoa. Some use sugars. Some use herbal teas. Some use flavors so subtle they don't have a name, only a number on a little silver tag. And as those droplets settle, the character of the cigarette begins to take shape. Now comes the part the machines love most: the rolling. Giant reels of paper, so large they could eclipse a human being, unwind in smooth, calculated arcs. The paper is thin but incredibly strong, engineered to burn at a controlled rate. There's even a faint line of glue, nearly invisible, that will seal the entire tube. A stream of cut tobacco drops onto the moving paper, Rollers snap into action. And suddenly, before you even realize it's happening, a continuous rod, long as a train, steady as a heartbeat, emerges from the machine. And the machine keeps going. It doesn't pause, it doesn't wobble. It creates this endless paper tobacco cylinder with the calm assurance of a creature that knows exactly what it was born to do. But here comes one of the factory's little surprises. The rod is sliced into perfect cigarette lengths by a rotating blade that moves so quickly the human eye can barely detect the moment of division. It's like watching a magician cut cards midair. Blink and you miss it. Each cut piece tumbles gently onto a tray where tiny filters, those soft white cylinders, wait to be attached. And yes, there's a whole subsystem just for filters. They're made from cellulose acetate, spun into fibers so fine they resemble snow. Compressed, cut, wrapped, and attached. With precision so consistent, you could line up 100 filters and they'd look like clones from a sci-fi lab. Once tobacco meets filter, the factory shifts gears. Machines test each cigarette with a puffing mechanism. Yes, literally a robot that takes micropuffs to ensure airflow is perfect. Too tight? Reject. Too loose? Reject. Too heavy? Reject. It's oddly poetic, isn't it? A machine inhaling to decide whether something meets the standard of the world outside. As the approved cigarettes move onward, they fall into packing funnels. Smooth, cold metal chutes, shaped to guide them without bruising or bending them. They slide like marbles, click into packs in neat rows, and the cardboard folds itself around them in crisp motions, so satisfying that even origami masters would pause to admire. The pack is sealed, wrapped, stamped, scanned, counted, boxed, palletized. And by the time it exits the warehouse, it has been touched by dozens of sensors, measured across dozens of parameters, and guided by a choreography so seamless that it feels less like manufacturing and more like watching a mechanical symphony. But here's where our gentle twist arrives. For all the elegance of the process, for all the engineering brilliance, scale changes everything. A single machine can produce thousands of cigarettes per minute. One factory can produce millions per day. And whether someone smokes or avoids smoking entirely, the scale alone is mind-bending. How is it that something so small travels through such an enormous, meticulous journey? How do we reconcile the simplicity of the final object with the vast, humming world required to bring it into existence? It makes you wonder, which part has the bigger story? The cigarette itself or the system behind it? And if you could wander inside that system in real life, not as a tiny tobacco flake, but as yourself, what would you look for first? Would you head toward the flavor vault to see those mysterious nozzles at work? Would you peek into the quality testing chamber and watch the robot puffing away like the world's most emotionless smoker? Or would you follow the conveyor belts upward, watching millions of identical cylinders glide past like some surreal mechanized parade? If you could touch one machine and ask it a question, what would you ask? Would you be curious about the science, the history, the ethics, the sheer engineering behind rolling something so fragile at such a breathtaking pace? And here's another little thought experiment. If someone transported factories like this back 100 years ago, what part of it would surprise people most? The speed? The automation? Or the fact that even the tiniest details, like glue thickness and paper porosity, are governed by finely tuned algorithms? And maybe the biggest question of all, do we truly realize how many human hands, ideas, experiments, failures, breakthroughs, and refinements are hidden behind even the smallest objects we touch? By the time the story ends, the pack is sealed, shipped, stocked, purchased, opened, and tapped. Back to that tiny moment we began with. A flick of the thumb, a tap on a box, an object so simple it disappears into daily life. And yet now you know that inside that gesture is a universe of motion, a symphony of machines. A chain of decisions, a century of innovation, and a reminder that the world is full of hidden kingdoms operating silently in the background, whether we ever think about them or not. So the next time you see a cigarette, or anything small, ordinary, or easily overlooked, maybe give it a moment of curiosity, a moment of wonder, a moment to appreciate the invisible worlds that bring the visible ones to life. And if you enjoyed taking this little journey through an unexpected universe, feel free to stick around for more stories just like this one, because every object has a secret life, and I'd love to show you where they hide.